Boom! Let's start making some big money with high ticket. Let's do it, okay? This is going to be my first strategy, and it's actually how I started making high ticket sales online, and it was with applications. Now, it's very simple to do. There's a free service called Google Forms. Today, we're using something called SurveyMonkey, but I really haven't noticed a tangible difference in terms of actual money made between the free service and the paid service. So if you're on a budget, don't even worry about the premium options. Just use something like Google Forms. It's completely free. If you do a Google search of Google Forms, I'm going to leave a link below this video. Just go to Google Forms, 100% free again, okay? So you're just going to create a new form. We're going to click a blank option here. And what you're going to do is you're going to be asking, basically getting applications for a free strategy call. Now, once you have the traffic in place, and again, there are a million options for traffic. Doesn't matter whether you have a social media following on Facebook, on Instagram, whether you're blogging, whether you have a YouTube channel, whether you get the shortcut with limitless traffic and you get thousands upon thousands of visitors with your targeting ads. Regardless, find one way to get traffic, even solo ads or whatever, who cares, right? Find one way to get traffic, and what you're going to do is you are going to essentially position yourself as an expert or somebody that knows how to make money online. Now, if you're watching this video right now and you're thinking, Brendan, I don't really make that much money online. I don't really feel comfortable positioning myself as an expert. Well, remember that you actually don't need to make a lot of money online to be very extremely useful to people that are below you. You only need to know a little bit more than, you know, the base level, someone just getting started with make money online marketing. Now, if you've taken some of my courses, some of Jono's courses, then you know more than somebody just starting out. And actually, to be honest with you, because I used to be a teacher, so, you know, I've seen this in my own personal life. Sometimes the best teachers and the best coaches and the best people that actually transmit knowledge aren't world class at their craft. They're actually sometimes just okay at their craft, and actually it makes them be able to relate that information easier. So for example, someone that's just learned how to create landing pages, get traffic, that sort of stuff, that's just starting out making money online, they might actually be a better teacher to someone just starting out than somebody that's making millions of dollars in marketing, because the person making millions of dollars in marketing can't relate anymore to the person starting out because it's been too long. They don't really understand their struggles, where they get held up, and they have a less effective job of reaching them at their needs. So really, when it comes to selling information online, you don't need to be the smartest guy in the room. You don't need to be the big expert or the big guru. You just need to know a little bit more than the person that you're selling to and be able to shortcut their path to reaching the goals that they're motivated to reach. Okay, so the first thing here is we're gonna advertise a strategy call. We're gonna call it a strategy call, and really what we're gonna do on this call is we are going to demonstrate that we actually have some value to share with them, that we do know of a strategy or strategies that work to make money online, and that for free, a certain number of people are going to be able to get those strategy calls and learn the information that you have. Now, the reason why I recommend limiting the amount of strategy calls that you do is because scarcity really drives sales, okay? So saying that there's only a limited amount of spots or a limited amount of whatever it is, it makes people want it more. So let's say that my traffic source was email, for example. Then what I would do is I would create an email where I would say, hey, Joe, or, you know, first name. You can do this in autoresponders. So giving away 2 free strategy calls. And if I want to do the modern kind of slick thing that a lot of marketers are doing right now, I'd add some emojis, which is very easy to do, get some attention. And, you know, I'd send an email, hey, how's it going? I'm going to do 2 free strategy calls this week. And this is really bad copy. You know, that's simple and straight to the point. And if you don't really want to spend too much time on this, then you could just go the super simple angle. Hey, I am doing this, blah, 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 blah. Another great way to do this is to lead it up and build it up a little bit. So what I could say is, you know, hey, how's it going? I took the whole day off today because of making money online. And I had no boss. I had no obligations. I just sat home and watched Simpsons on TV over and over. Lol. I love being able to make money on the internet. And I want you to benefit as well. So I'm doing 2 free strategy calls over the next couple days. Okay, something like this, you know, something you can whip it up very simply. There's a million ways to do this, but again, if you're doing an email marketing campaign, for example, you wouldn't really need a lot of people or a lot of clicks to make this work, because essentially what you're promising here is free, and people love free. They're addicted to free. So what you're offering them in this case is a free strategy call. You can even put that on the application title. Okay, so they're basically getting something for nothing, which makes them really want to have it. Okay, now even just being able to send this to 100 people, you know, even if you got like 10 to 20% of the 100 people that you send to fill out an app, to be interested in this free strategy call, first of all, think to yourself, would 10% of the people that you send this to be interested in a free strategy call? Of course they would, right? So now you're talking about 10 applications, okay? And that's only 100 people, which is very easy to get to. Now, the same strategy applies if you're doing a blog or you're doing a YouTube channel. And I have sold this in every which way, whether it was YouTube or blogging or emails or whatever. Just by saying, oh, by the way, I'm doing some free strategy calls over the next week. If you fill out an application form, we'll see if you're a good fit or not. And if you are, then we're going to get on and I'm going to show you what I know about marketing. Okay, very simple enough. Now on this, we want to ask questions. The first questions that we're going to ask with our form is we're going to get their information. So we're going to say name. Okay, we're going to put that. And we're going to make that a required field. Then we're going to add another one. We're going to ask, I like to ask Skype. Some people don't have Skype, so it's not always the best. And you don't have to make that required because they might not have it. You can put phone number and email. You get the point here. So in the first section, it's just about gathering the data that you're going to need to actually be able to contact the people that apply for your free strategy call. Now that's however you want to communicate with them. Could be Skype, phone number, email, doesn't really matter. The next thing that I really like to do is I might say something like, why is making money online important to you? Question mark. Okay. And we'll have a short answer here as well, or actually we'll do the paragraph here. Now, what you're trying to do is anytime you're trying to land sales, and especially if you're trying to land high ticket sales, the more emotional buttons that you press, the more likely people are to invest in your high ticket item, because people are so apathetic. In other words, they're so disinterested in the world. They don't care. They have no attention span. They're barely paying attention. My buddy David Goodman, who I'm friends with, would say they're monkeys with car keys, right? So they're not really paying all that much attention, right? But if you can make people feel something, then now all of a sudden they're paying attention. So I would say, why is making money online important to you? Because this is going to trigger an emotional response with most people, because people think, okay, why am I doing this? For example, they might really hate their job. They might hate their boss, which is really emotional for them because they don't want to work at that shitty workplace with that shitty employer anymore. They might be doing it for their family, so it might be doing it for their kids, or they might be doing it for their parents, or they might have some family-based reason why they really want to do this, which I definitely resonate with because I want the best for my parents and for my future children too. So that would be a big reason for me. Or they might be doing it for themselves. They might want to go traveling. They might want freedom. They might, there's a million reasons why they're going to do it. But whatever their reason is, you can bet that it's going to be something that's going to be emotional and important to them. So that's why I like to kind of get the emotional juices going, because that's going to get them to pay attention more. Okay. Now, the next thing I like to do is I like to ask, what is your goal? No, first of all, say how much. No. Which order do I do? How much money are you currently? First of all, I ask, how much are you currently making? Now, this is going to cause another really big pain point for people, because the vast majority of people that are interested in your coaching or interested in your strategy call or interested in whatever you have to say about making money online, the vast majority are not going to be making very much money online. So what you would have as option number one is you would have, let's say, less than $500 per month. So what kind of, you're making them feel emotional again, but you're actually making them kind of feel like unfulfilled, like they don't have, they don't have what they want. We're going to get to that later. So less than $500 per month. Then the next goal that we have. So for the sake of saving time, I actually added all the responses here. It's very simple to add more. You just click on the return key and you can add as many as you want. Now the specific numbers here really doesn't matter, and that's why I don't want to waste time with it. So essentially you just want to have a wide range of stuff for them to choose from. And at the end of the day, what most of these people are going to realize is that they're not making any money online at all, okay? Because in most cases, not always, but probably about 90% plus of cases of people contacting you for help, for coaching, or for strategies or masterminds or whatever, the majority of them wouldn't be contacting you unless they had a problem. And their problem is that they're not making money. They don't have, they haven't reached their goals yet, okay? Now, that's actually going to make them feel emotional in and of itself, because people realize that they haven't fulfilled their motivation. They haven't fulfilled their goal yet. So they feel kind of unfulfilled, like they haven't done what they've wanted to do. Now, right after that, I like to say, okay, how much would you like to make? Because now I'm turning it from, okay, I'm not really making any money online right now, but I would like to make $5,000, $10,000 per month. And then right after that, I ask them, okay, how much would you invest to actually be able to accomplish that goal? So they're thinking, I'm not making anything, but I'd like to be able to make $5,000 per month, and I'm willing to invest this much money, okay? Now, what I have found through my testing is if I just asked for their information and then I asked for their budget, like how much money they'd be willing to invest to learn how to make money online, their budgets are going to be very, very small, right? But if you get them emotional first, like why are they doing this? Why is it important to them that they're not making any money and that they would like to make $5,000 per month, which is like $50,000 per year? Now, when you ask them for their budget at the end of the application form, they're much more likely to put a much higher budget, which is what you're trying to condition them to do at this point, because you're not just trying to get as many like jobs or land as many sales as possible. You're trying to land the sales for as high ticket or as high as possible. And you do that by going through this conditioning process before you ask for any kind of budget or what they would like. Now, there's a couple of other really cool stuff I like to do in my application forms. One thing I like to do is I like to ask, would you be willing to sign an NDA agreement and keep all of the training confidential. Now, the reason why I like this, and we could just have like a yes, no here. The reason why I like to do this one is because essentially I'm increasing the perceived value of my training, because I've never got anybody to sign an NDA agreement in my life. And you guys know from watching this video, I like to over-deliver and give everyone the straight goods. People that buy my training, they buy information from me, I always deliver, right? So there's no bullshit about that. And the reason why I do that is because I'm not really that worried about competition. The first reason for that is because only like, a small percentage, like 5% of people that buy information products take action anyways. So really, it's not like everyone that buys the product is going to become your competitor. A very small portion of everybody that buys your product is going to become a competitor realistically, because most people buy programs and they don't do anything with them, okay? The second thing is, yeah, I could do it. I just choose not to. So I've never got anyone to sign an NDA agreement, but by getting people to, like, by saying, like, would you be willing or ready to sign an NDA agreement, basically I'm getting the idea across that what I have is such a powerful insider secret that you're going to have to sign a disclosure that you're not going to share it over the internet, because this is not something that typically people know about. It's kind of the idea that I'm getting across. It's a nice little trick that I learned from an expert marketer that taught me to put it on the application forms, and my conversions did increase since I added that, so that's something that I highly recommend as well. And I like to do one more at the end, which works really well as well. This is another conversion booster. If I show you how to make good money online, will you take action immediately? And again, yes or no. It doesn't have to be exactly like this. You can word it differently, but essentially you're getting people to commit to taking action before you actually get on the call, which is going to make the sale and the conversion so much easier. The truth is, if you just got their information and you got on the phone with them, you would have a very uphill battle of trying to sell them into things. But by conditioning them in the actual application itself, you now have a downhill battle, because you are going to already know that they're not making anything. You're going to know that they want to be making good money online. You're going to know that they really want this for a really important reason in their life. You're going to know that they're willing to invest $2,000 or $5,000 or whatever they say in the application form. And you're going to know that they've already said, okay, I am committed to taking action on this. So when you get on the sales call, which is something I'm going to teach in the next video, really it's become a lot easier for you, because you can say like, oh, like I noticed on your application that you are ready to take action on this immediately and make this happen. And the thing is, there's something called the consistency principle, and it's something that really works in persuasion, is that people like to be consistent. So no one says like, I love Trump, Donald Trump as an example, and then next week they say, oh, I hate Donald Trump. It's like you usually pick a side and you stay on that side. So if you're a Democrat, you're born a Democrat, usually you stay a Democrat your entire life. If you're born a Republican, you stay a Republican your entire life. People don't really flip-flop. They stay consistent with their choices. So you're getting them to make commitments ahead of time on the application form, which now is going to make it easy for you to sell, because they're going to stay consistent with the commitments that you're making them commit to. So that's really, when you're crafting up this application form, there is no perfect science to it, but this is the overall what I would highly recommend. In general, you want them to feel emotional, and you want them to actually make commitments, which is going to make your sales process way easier when you actually get on the phone with them. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you an existing application form that I have out on the marketplace. You can see that it's got 1,881 responses. And if we go through these responses, excuse me. Whew. If we go through these responses, not every response is going to be a winner, Basically, we're going to decide from the application whether the applicant is worth our time or not. And the main requirement that we're going to look at is the budget. Because if the budget is too low, we're not going to waste our time, right? But if the budget is high, then we're going to see if it's going to be a good fit for us or not. Now we can see here's an example of a guy, his budget's $500 to $1,000, which is really not bad. In my personal business at this point in my life, I would never ever get on a phone with anybody to sell anything less than $1,000 because it's just not worth my time. But if I was just getting started out selling high ticket sales, I would absolutely get on the phone to land $500 or $1,000 sales because, you know, I'm just getting started. And actually, when I was starting, I was selling coaching for, believe it or not, I was selling coaching for $97 an hour, $100 an hour, which is ridiculous. But I didn't know what I was doing. I was a young kid, and I didn't realize that, you know, I should be asking for way more. It's just absolutely absurd, right? So now probably I would do coaching for like $5,000 plus, but it depends on your level. Obviously, if you're just getting started, $1,000 could be great, $2,000 could be great, even $500 if you're just getting started could be great for some kind of services. Now you might be wondering, what can I sell, Brendan? Well, you can either sell coaching, you can sell, you can actually take them on as a client, you know, or you can sell digital products, just high ticket digital products. Now in a later video, we're going to give you access to our actual high ticket program that you can sell. So we're not going to give you access to the high ticket, but we are going to give you a license to sell the high ticket and make $1,000 commissions. That would be a way to make a bunch of money with high ticket sales without really having to do anything except land the sales. But if you're going to do coaching, you're going to keep all the money to yourself, but it's going to require more time on your end, right? So that would be kind of like, for me, that would be a no, but for someone starting out, that could be a good option. I'm going to look at this one here, $500 to $1,000. Again, if you're starting out, not that bad. This is less than $100. Definitely less than $100. There's no way that we would do it. Let's see. There's a Amy here. Okay, this would be a bad choice because you can see her goal is only $250 to $500 a month, which is not bad actually. You know, that's not terrible in itself. I like people that are a bit more ambitious, obviously. But the nice thing about it is, you know, if you're just getting started out, you could provide coaching services to someone like this that only needs to get to $250 a month, which isn't bad. This budget is less than $100, which is a waste of time. Here's a $500 to $1,000. That's not bad. Here is $100 to $500, which I don't like. $500 to $1,000, not bad. And this one is $2,000 to $5,000. Okay, so we have a person here, Omar Turner. And you can see here that his currently monthly profit is nothing. His goal is to be able to make $5,000 to $20,000 per month. He's willing to sign the NDA agreement. And his budget is $2,000 to $5,000 per month. So this would be an ideal client to work with or to sell a high ticket program to, because he's already said he's not making anything. He wants to be able to make a good amount of money online, and he's willing to invest a good amount of money to be able to accomplish his goals. So right away, getting on a sales call with this person, you could imagine how you would have an extremely high conversion rate. And I'm going to teach you phone closes in the next video, but just by picking the right applicants, it makes your job super easy, because you can say, okay, Omar, I saw in the application that you're willing to spend $2,000 to $5,000 per month, and you're looking to make money online. You know, you'd have to be pretty bad at selling to not land that sale at that point. In the next video, I'll show you how to not be bad at selling and closing. So honestly, if we go through here, we're going to find a bunch of good applications for us. Some of them are going to be bad, but as you can imagine, probably like 1 out of every 10 applications that you look at is going to be super, super juicy. So even if you get like 10 people to sign up an application on your strategy call, that's like $1,000, $2,000 right there. So if you think like every 10 applications is $1,000 or $2,000, well, if you can get 100 applications in a month, which is pretty easy to do, you're looking at a $10,000 to $20,000 per month income with this high ticket strategy alone, which is pretty freaking awesome, I think. So this was the way, before I had a YouTube channel, before I had a blog, before I was doing product launching, I was doing this and making about $15,000 a month before I became bigger in a lot of different spaces. This is a strategy that works. It works really well. It's super easy because you set the application form up ahead of time, and then you send out an email or whatever the traffic sources that you use. You get the applications. You get rid of all the applications that are going to be a waste of your time. You find the ideal clients or the ideal customers, and you just one-on-one talk with the specific people that are willing to invest in business to get to the next level. This is an awesome strategy, guys. It works really well. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to close the sales on the phone, so you can take applicants like this one, not this one. This one's 100 to 500, but you can take the Omar applications like Omar here and land the sales very easily with my very simple process. So see you in the next video.